Good morning, everyone. Excited to be here on Teacher's Table. Welcome. And if you could, introduce yourself and let's see who's made it to the Teacher's Table, made it back to the Teacher's Table. Kathy Sue's here. That's awesome. Love seeing you here. Good morning, all. Sorry I missed Tuesday on vacation with my daughter and grandkids. We totally unplugged for 3 days. That is fantastic. We all need to take a little bit of a break here. That's what summer is about. Actually, Kathy Sue, that fits today's topic, where we're talking about getting refreshed and ready for that new school year. And, taking that break is important for sure. Let's see, David's here. Hi, I'm from Halifax, Canada. Sorry I missed Tuesday, but I'm back. Glad to have you. Tuesday was a good chat. You should go back and watch it. There was some interesting things chatted about, of course, as always. Amanda, good morning. Checking in from Georgia today. Squeezing in one last visit with some family for the summer, so I'm feeling great. That's fantastic. I love seeing it. Good that you're here. Today's topic is one that I'm rather excited about. Regina's here. Nice to have you here. Glad that you're back. Today's topic, rest and rejuvenation. I think as an educator, this is important to get refreshed and ready, and starting a new school year is one of my absolute favorite times of year, because I don't know about you, but the schools I've worked in 3 schools now, and every school I've worked in, when you get back to school, whether that's in August as you come in early to sort of hang bulletin boards and that kind of stuff, or we're talking about the actual start of the school year here in Wisconsin in September. Both those moments are filled with such optimism, right? Everyone that I see is excited to be back. They are refreshed and they're getting ready for school, and it really seems like we can do anything in those moments. We could change the world. You could ask a teacher, hey, I want to try this new unit. Go for it. Hey, I want to do an integrated unit with you. Yeah, we could sit down and do it, right? Yes seems to be the answer in these moments, and it's so fantastic to have that feeling of excitement, that feeling of, that we can change the world together, and I absolutely love it. What I'm sort of curious about is this year, are we going to be refreshed and ready given what's all going around in the world and how all of our districts, no matter what your district's doing, uncertainty is a piece of it, right? Where you're going back, but it's with some uncertainty around the rules of going back. You're not going back, you're doing digital, but then there's some uncertainty about that. You're doing some hybrid, but there's some uncertainty about it. So, we need this time in education, this refreshed, ready sense that we can tackle the world, we can do anything, we can change the world kind of attitude in September. So what can we do to make sure we have that attitude even amongst all of this uncertainty? That's super important. Jennifer Ledford's here. Thank you very much. Let's see, we got some people tweeting in here. Adam made it. Good morning, Adam. Kyle made it. Good morning, Kyle. Absolutely love seeing you. Feeling great. Finished a 5-mile run this morning after a day off of running. Always re-energizes me. That's fantastic. You're doing some exercise. What does David say? I like your use of Wakelet for XP Lab chat. It starts too late for me, so I always go back through the next day, and Wakelet ensures I see all the chat. Yeah, so I've been doing that. I started with Storify and been Storifying all my chats. Then Storify went out of business, and then I jumped to Wakelet and been using that since. So you can go back, and actually before Storify died, Wakelet had a Storify importer. So I have I don't want to say every, because there was a few times I wasn't able to Storify it, but nonetheless, I have every XP Lab chat. It's pretty awesome. You can kind of go back and look at them. You can see those on my website if you click the link that says book, the button that says book at the top. It talks about all the things about my book, and one piece would be that chat. So check that out. Yvonne's here. Awesome to have you here. All right, so like I said, the topic today is refreshed and ready, and I hope I've made a case why that's so important to be refreshed and ready for the year, and like what that mindset does for an entire culture, for an entire school, when we're able to be refreshed and ready. When we go into that first half of the year wanting to tackle new projects, being excited, really still being energized, not tired yet. So I think this is a key component to how schools work, is that we do all, as a collective, come back refreshed and ready. And that's where, like, that's the secret sauce, if you will, to teaching, is that you come in with such high excitement, high potential. And I'm nervous that this year, as a culture, so even if I come back refreshed and ready, even if I take all the things to do that, am I going to come back to a collective ethos that's refreshed and ready? And is there something we can do together to get refreshed and ready for that new year? So what is it that you guys do to do that under normal circumstances? What are you doing now so that we come back ready to do that? For me, I think you guys know I absolutely love cooking. I always do that in summer. I love to cook all year round, but summer is the time I really challenge myself to learn new techniques, new skill, a new cuisine, and really dive in on it. This summer has been no different. For my last 1 month goal, I chose to do this course by Alan Franklin, and kind of a pit master, barbecue master. And I've been doing all sorts of smoked meat, and that was a fun goal to like learn these techniques. I definitely learned a lot, and that was fun. My absolute favorite thing I picked up this summer, this is tough. I finally learned how to do that cracker thin pizza crust. That was pretty amazing. But my other one is I finally unlocked the beauty of sourdough. But this cooking, this baking, this stuff, it relaxes me. I'm able to focus on something and then able to get like a pretty neat result. That definitely restores me. It doesn't necessarily get me ready for the school year, but it definitely restores and rejuvenates me for sure. Jennifer Knox is here. Let's see what Regina says. I feel ready because I have never done in my entire career this much PD during the summer, but I am having a hard time finding that refreshing feeling. Well, I don't know if you like to cook, but definitely try some different recipes and take the time. You have time in summer to read that sort of cookbook, to choose something, to go on YouTube and look at a couple of YouTube cooking things and say, like, I'm going to try this. It has been a whole lot of fun for me, but again, that's kind of my hobby. So to me, that is fun. But try it out. It is a lot of fun to really try to master something cooking-wise. But that's awesome that you're feeling so ready with the PD that's coming and the PD that you've had. We have some great PD coming. Again, we have the Hive Summit starting this weekend, starting Saturday. We're doing the Hive Summit PD, and that's going to go from the 1st to the 14th. Hopefully you'll be part of that to even get you one more step prepared. And in there are some rejuvenating moments too. We're going to do a game night and a trivia night. There's a breakout. There's some fun things that you can connect with others and do to sort of feel that rejuvenating that rejuvenating sense. Regina, I'm glad you're going to be there. That's fantastic. David, let's see what David says. I will feel refreshed with the time off, but not sure I will be ready. Government released guidelines for going back to school, but not sure how these guidelines will translate into how I run my class. That's it, right, David? Like, that's the uncertainty I was talking about in the beginning of this episode, that no matter what the district or school's plan is, there's still just peppered with all sorts of uncertainty. Our school has released a plan. We are going back, and it addresses some things that I like to say are at the 30,000 foot level. Like, here's going to be like, you have to wear a mask, you have to do that, but we're going to do 6 feet away from people. But like, those are just like bullet points to me. Like, I still want to know how it's going to work on that daily basis, right? Like, are kids really going to like sit in their seat the entire time? Like, can kids go to the bathroom whenever they want, or do we have to actually like police that because our bathrooms are kind of small? So like, we can't have 10 kids go to the bathroom. So do we have to check with others? Like, I don't know. Like, going outside is one thing. They said, hey, take your class outside. But if we all take our class outside, then we're going to have like hundreds of kids in a stairwell, like getting outside, and hundreds of kids coming back in from the same time because we're all on the same schedule. Like, I just don't know how those things work. So tons of uncertainty. And for teachers, uncertainty definitely doesn't make us relaxed and refreshed. So this is where I'm trying to figure out, like, how can we become relaxed and refreshed moving into this next year? So love anybody's suggestion on that. Let's see. Jennifer Knox. What's Jennifer Knox says? I usually cook during time off from school. Awesome. Wish we were neighbors, but did not have my kitchen. If we were neighbors, we could cook together. So did not work out this summer. I taught summer test prep to pay for the remodeling work. I'm not ready for school. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. But you're gonna love your new kitchen, and you're gonna love cooking, and it'll restore you later in the year. Ms. Matera, summer is all about cooking, fitness, and reading for me. I typically meal prep during the school year, so it's fun to cook meals and eat them right then. Meal prep's good. I like meal prep. It definitely helps out in those busy times. My favorite one is actually a Busy Bee recipe I did last year for meal prep, in which you can make these frozen burritos. You make like 30 or 40 at a time, and you freeze them, and that's awesome. In the midst of like a crazy week, you can still have kind of a home-cooked meal. Pull it out, pop it in for 30 minutes into a toaster oven, and you're good to go. So check that Busy Bee recipe out. Let's see. Kathy Sue, what does Kathy Sue say? As hot as it's been here, my husband hates when I use the oven. I usually do my baking early in the morning. That's tough. That's tough. Elizabeth, glad you made it. That's awesome to have you here. Let's see. Amanda has another one here. Mindset is going to be everything, because I'm pretty sure that we won't be playing instruments in band. It's a great opportunity to start fresh and come up with great ideas. That's the thing that I love. That's the inspiration that I think we all need. Taking from Amanda here, this idea of seeing this as an excellent opportunity to try new things, and see this as like a really awesome beta testing year for you to try different tools, different techniques, different lessons, whatever. And there's going to be a lot of things that won't transfer. So in my case, we're sitting in rows, and like, I have never taught in rows and desks, and like, that's never been me. I doubt I'll choose to use that coming out of this. But in that like restriction, thinking of it like gamification, in that restriction is going to come some solutions that might be neat, and I might pull some of those things out. Some of those techniques might come out. Some of those game mechanics might come out because of this situation. So seeing it as an opportunity as opposed to just a hurdle is going to be key, I think, for all of us. Can folks get away before school starts for self-care? I have the blessing of a friend with a cabin in the north woods of Wisconsin, isolated and beautiful. Lots of outdoor fun and rejuvenation. I think this is an important thing. I am super guilty of just nose to the grindstone. I think I'm a strong worker, if you will. I have a strong work ethic, if you will. But that can lead to sort of always nose to the grindstone. And even when it's inefficient, right? Even if it's like, doing work at this hour, doing work right now is going to produce much slower results, but I still have this drive to like finish what I'm working on. So even if it's going to take double the time, I'll sit down and do it, as opposed to just saying no, walk away, be refreshed. I'm trying to get better at that. I'm doing that in little steps with things like the cooking. I'm taking my time to go down and bake and whatnot. going for those daily walks, playing a game or two, even though it's a super busy day. I'm trying to make sure I'm filling myself and having that balance, but it's been hard. It's been hard for sure. Yvonne says, I just revisited painting. It was a passion of mine, but sort of went on the sidelines. So last month I picked up some paintbrush and love it. So relaxing as a hobby. I love that you sort of reconnected with that hobby. For me, that reconnection was bread and making bread. But that's awesome that you started painting. I sort of stumbled off the beginning of reading yours because I actually was thinking you were talking about like painting your house, like the walls. But then I realized as I was reading, you mean like painting art. That's fantastic. I love that you do that. My mom does that, and she finds that really therapeutic. It really does calm her and does relax her. That's fantastic. Jennifer Knox, that'd be awesome. The brisket was delish. Was Kathy Sue weighing in here? Says, I have done nothing with my new teachers the entire month of July. Now, starting with the Hive Summit, we will begin to focus on their mindset. We got some great things in the Hive Summit, so that's awesome if you're having your new teachers point there as sort of like a shared PD. I definitely think that's awesome if people can get their teams, their schools to sort of do the same PD, whether it's Hive Summit or not, like having them have that same thing. It's the equivalent of like a book study. If everyone's doing that, you have a shared pool of ideas to pull from and to talk about. So I would love it if anybody else does that with their team, for sure. Let's see. Elizabeth says their school committee is meeting today, just in case we go totally virtual. That adds to that uncertainty, right? We definitely have it here this year. Elizabeth also says she's been taking grad classes this summer, and I've learned so much. Summer is a great opportunity to like try new things and learn new things. And I've told you like the personal side of things of that what I try to learn. I have tried to learn some technical things as well. I've done some PD as well. I did like a virtual, like how to teach virtually sort of summit. That was really good, and learned a lot of, not like apps or that kind of stuff. It was more pedagogy. It was more about how we should treat an online classroom, that you need certain anchor points so that there's that same familiarity with a digital class that you would have in a traditional class, like where kids know what they do when they walk into a traditional class. They know where to sit in a traditional class. They know where you post your homework in a traditional class, right? They have these sort of signposts, if you will, in a traditional class. And you want to make sure when you build a digital class that you have those same sort of signposts. That was an interesting idea, that you really want to have that consistency down on an online class. And then the other one is, tip that I got that I liked was having two methods of communication. One for content, for sure. One for delivering your content, one that is really specific to the course, but then also sort of a different tool that's a free space for communication with you, because at least teaching middle school, this rung true for me. We have all sorts of opportunities to engage and chat with our students in school. And there's all sorts of moments where they share important things with us that can help us in the classroom. So you don't want to shut off that form of communication. So that was another interesting thing that I got in this course for me to share those ideas with you. What does Regina say? Regina says, as well as trying new things, we need to be sure we are not afraid of failure. Embrace it, learn from it, show your students it is okay, and move on. I think this should be, for sure, our motto this year, right? As we try this. And I mean, I'll be frank with my students, like almost all my lesson plans are going to have to change. My units then are going to have to change. My scope and sequence is going to have to change because of how it's all going to be laid out. So if everything's changing anyways, this is the moment to try those lessons that like you thought, well, should I add that project? Like, yeah, try it, because this to me is a great beta testing year. It's an incubation year. Like let's just treat this as like an idea incubator, a Silicon Valley incubator, if you will, right? Like this is our opportunity for us to sort of try some new things, see what we can learn this year, but fully admit to kids when it's like, oh yeah, that didn't really work out. Be okay to adjust things. If your project's too hard or if that rule doesn't work, change it. Do a little mea culpa, let them know why the change is happening. So for sure. David says, I started gamifying last year, so I'm trying to figure out how to run my game with these new government guidelines. Wondering if the engagement will still be there. It's going to be different, but again, I think as Amanda said, if we sort of lean into this year as an opportunity, not as like a hurdle or a challenge or a possible potential for failure, there is going to be failure along the way, but there are so many opportunities here for us to sort of learn and grow and try. So I even can't speak to what my game's going to be yet. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be Realm of Nobles. We're going to do some of the same things, but so much is going to have to change because our school has instructed us. We have to be ready on a moment's notice to shift from in-person to virtual. And so that means I have to design the game more towards that virtual side of things, but I want to honor the fact that we are in person. So that is definitely going to be a piece. But engagement will be there, especially because students are going to see that you're caring. They're going to see that you're trying to add some of their childhood back to the classroom. So I'm almost certain engagement will be there. But we are going to be combating some of the fear. Like, I've never taught in a class full of face mask students that are 6 feet apart that need to face forward, right? Like, that's an element of fear that we're going to have to sort of overcome. And we have to be careful because we can't overcome it by making light of it, right? These rules are in place for a reason. We are protecting kids. We are protecting our staff. We're protecting our community. So we have to overcome that in a meaningful but kind way, and not like erode the things that we're doing by making light of it. So that's going to be a tough balance for sure. Let's see, what does Elizabeth say? I'll be going back to school next week, so I'll be watching Teacher's Table after school. I wanted to be able to continue exercising after school starts. Teacher's Table starting Saturday is going to be every day for the 14 days of the Hive Summit. So hopefully some of you will pop in on Saturday. It's going to be the same time, Saturday or Sunday, as well as throughout the week. We're going to be talking about the speakers. We're going to be talking about a few other topics, what you guys are thinking, what you guys are coming up with. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully you guys will be there. And good luck at school starting up. Kathy Sue, you played Apples to Apples for the first time. That is a fun game. And welcome to Apples to Apples, because it's great. Jennifer Ledford says, the uncertainty is definitely looming behind us. Our school plan might be thrown out the window August 4th. Our school has these plans. We're doing these plans. We're moving forward. Our governor has said he's pretty much not going to make us go virtual, and our school is going to try hard to not go virtual. So without the governor saying we're going to do it, I think our school is going to move forward. How did you learn about teaching online? I need to learn this. I really gave you the two big nuggets I took away from that class. So it was, it was like a three-hour class, and those were the two big nuggets I got. I think a lot of trial and error. Maybe we should do a teacher's table on online learning. Maybe we could do that during the Hive Summit. That could be a good topic on one of those free days. Let's see. What does Kyle say? I'm waiting for us to deliver full instruction via VR. Okay. I might have been reading and watching a bit too sci-fi lately. That's awesome. I don't think we're going to go that far, but let's see. That's awesome, Amanda here helping you out, Jennifer. Thank you, Amanda, for being such a wonderful part of the community, helping people out. Let's see. What two forms of communication will you be using or did use? So for my instruction, we talked about this on one of those early teachers tables. For my instruction, I definitely delivered that via a Google site. I definitely laid that out. I definitely did the signpost thing with that in terms of having the same format every day. So kids kind of almost got the outline of the day. They knew where the homework was going to be posted. They knew what the lesson was going to be. And they even had like missing homework and that kind of thing up above and up front. So that consistency was there. What I didn't have was sort of a side communication tool. So I'm looking into different ones. I haven't landed on one because my kids are only 10 and 11. So that removes some of the options because some of them, like Remind, for example, you're supposed to be like 13, I think, or older. So trying to pick that other tool that's going to be an open communication tool with students. I'll let you know when I find it out. I'm excited that you're pumped for Hive Summit. Kyle, any Let's Plays planned? Yes. I'm sorry. The last 3 weeks I've gotten pinned down with all sorts of Hive Summit, recordings, editings, prep. Hopefully there'll be some Let's Plays. There's definitely going to be Let's Plays during the Hive Summit. I want to do a couple game nights in the Hive Summit. So definitely be on the lookout for those for sure. And then hopefully once Hive Summit's over, I can get back to some regular Let's Plays. So thanks for asking, Kyle. I appreciate it. I miss you guys. Let's see. Regina says if we pull all of our distance learning nuggets together, it would probably be all we need. I agree. So again, let's do that as a teacher's table coming up here. Putting all those sort of nuggets of online teaching together. Maybe that would be a 2-part for sure because we only have a half hour. So hopefully we have all sorts of nuggets to share. Let's see. Melissa here. Welcome, Melissa. Awesome to have you. And you guys are going back in person with no cap, trying to figure out 26 desks. That's a hard one. Our school's going back. I have less students in the class than 26, but it is still a head scratcher. I don't know how we're all going to fit in the room because I have a small room, smaller number of students, but smaller room. So that'll be an interesting one to sort of figure out. All right, everyone. I want to say again, thank you for being here. It is fantastic. We didn't quite reach our like goal, so no confetti today. Our like goal was 20 plus. We made it to 11. Not bad. 12. We're at 12 now. 13. 14. Oh, maybe we're going to make our like goal here in the last minute or two. I don't know. 18. Oh, we's almost there. But like I said, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being such a wonderful community. And so many of you, show up all the time, and I appreciate it. Holy cow, we made it to our like goal. That's crazy sauce. That is super crazy sauce. Like goal reached for our day-to-day. I love it, I love it, I love it. Thank you guys so much. We made it right here at the end with 2 minutes left to go. We hit our like goal. That's fantastic. I really appreciate this community. So I am super jazzed to get started in the Hive Summit. We're going to be doing teachers tables every day. So again, you guys come to that. That would be fantastic to have some friendly faces in there as we start inviting some new people into the community through the Hive Summit. I'm sure we're going to get a few, 5, 6, 7 new people each day, hopefully. And, if your friendly faces are there, it'll definitely make me feel good, as well as having them be welcomed by such a wonderful community as yourself. All right, guys, I got some big things to get going today. I got to finish off some Hive Summit stuff, and I'm going to be doing that today and tomorrow. And then it starts on Saturday. I look forward to seeing you guys through all that. Remember to tweet those things out as well if you participate in the Hive Summit, because it's a virtual conference. We need to come together virtually. So share those nuggets you get virtually. I will see you guys on the flip side on Saturday, hopefully, for some of you. And thank you again. Take care.